Welcome back to From the Bench, everybody. As always, it's Eric, and today we're going to be going over something that I've been meaning to do for a little bit, but having a kid kind of put in a little bit of a delay, but sending a lot of my stuff off for consignment just to get sold. I'm going to run it off at Slabsharks. Going to drop this all off to my buddy Sylvain here in the magical made-up place called Moncton, as the Gong Show would like to say. But I have literally... Oh, you think we're done? No, there's a third box. So much stuff. And I kind of go over some of the stuff I'm doing. And why would I do this? Why wouldn't I just sell it myself on eBay? It's a lot of time. This is a lot of cards. This is one box. So even though I ran that at auction, I now have to package up each card individually, ship it out, labels, everything else. Chase buyers for payments, this, that, the other thing. Oh, this card didn't show up, apparently, according to the person. So then I'm out money because it didn't show up. Instead, I will ship all this stuff off to them. And the moment it gets paid at by a company like Slabsharks, or whoever you want to use, there's a bunch of different ones out there. But when you do, get paid out. It's easy. So I'm going to go over some of the stuff I'm sending off. So we're going to go through it. I got some UFC stuff. So we got Cyril Gahn and we got Peter Yan. So we got those two. And then we got a couple more UFC autos up here. We got a BJ Penn, a Volkanovski, and a Dan Henderson, Hendo. So we're going to send off those. Those are the only 5 UFC stuff I have in here. I don't usually do a ton of UFC. But one of the places I buy stuff from on these auctions and stuff, had them up. Next up, we got a bunch of stuff. And this, why did you see this? One of the places I buy stuff off of, they mark numbers when you buy it off them on the sleeves or the top loaders. So like this one's on the top loader. Some of them are on sleeves. Anyways, we're going through this. We got this from Grant. Tricolor with the code. Some gold stuff. These aren't crazy. Those are pretty cheap overall. We got Tyson Forrester auto, Dave Schultz, Cam Atkinson, Troy Terry, Kopanen, Pasta Patch, just a bunch of stuff. Robbie Fabry, Havlat, Neil Zaman, Clayton Keller, UC Saros. Got this, Philip Forsberg, Silver Outburst from Series 2 from this year. We got, this is a sweet one. I think I had it up for a little bit and it just didn't sell. Chris Pronger out of 10. 10 out of 10. Chris Pronger, patch auto. Game used, right? Game worn. Anyways. Vladar, bunch of Ovi stuff. This one's actually numbered. Jersey number 8 out of 10 for gold checkpoint. Celebrini, got a 1 Pokemon card in the Greens Exploration. More stuff, another Trevor Zegras, a Wayno, we got a Zetterberg, we got a Chris Chelios auto. Go through all this stuff. We got Eddie Shack, we got Daryl Sittler, the Kachuk trio, Jumbo of Stuart Skinner. See what he can do. Game 3 tonight, tomorrow. When I'm recording this Monday. A High Gloss from CHL. Nestorenko, Hayden Hodgson, Philip Roos, Mark Stone, Soderstrom. We got a PK. Surprised his stuff hasn't gone up some. Like a lot of times the people that are on TV, I guess BX's stuff hasn't really gone up either. But that's like a sick patch. Regenda, Wyatt Kaiser, David Dust, Leon in the credentials. I don't know if I want to sell that or not. I might take that out. And then a Connor, the show. That's everything from this first box. And like I said, I do this because I can just get rid of it. And once again, I don't have to package it. I don't have to ship it. I don't have to do anything with it. Makes my life a whole lot easier. Some people love that. And I usually love the grind of... I'm just trying to move some stuff up here in the background. Forgetting I don't have a face cam on right now. We'll leave the graded stuff for the end. Where am I going to put you right now? Put you down there. Usually I do have the time to do it. But today and the next couple weeks, I probably don't. Again, you have a kid, okay, to kind of do some time. The big PSA box is what this is. So we will put that over there. So I got some stuff in top loaders. Come on. Or one touches, I mean. And is it the time to sell hockey cards? No, not really, right? End of hockey season. A lot of these teams are done, blah, blah, uncertainty where people are going. That's fine. Once again, what am I going to do? Sit on it for another 6 months waiting for it to happen? I can relocate this money into more stuff. Ridley Greig, another The Show. This one's Sid. Tom Wilson. Levi Merlinen. From the bench. What's up, Brazy? We got... This one's a sweet playbook from Rick Nash. Booklet. Pretty sweet. Kevin Hayes. Just some like cheap clear cut autos. Just get them out of my way. I don't want them here anymore. And stuff that I know. Like there's some stuff I'm not selling through them. Because I'm like, I know I can get it. Literally. It's not part of the thing. I had a PSA grade reveal. This. It's one out of the 13 Future Watch autos for this guy that have been graded. It's the only PSA 10. Have a guy message me right now on Instagram because he wants it. Because he wants it for his PC. These Future Watches, they're like a Bedard's like a 4% gem rate for PSA 10. Most of the guys are like sub 10, sub 20% gem rate for these Future Watch autos. So if you ever find them in the wild and somebody's got it for cheap for some reason, somebody will probably pay up for it. Logan Cooley, I think, is like the only one that isn't like super cheap or super bad grade. I think he's like still like a 40%, whatever. Some Bedards. We got Matthew Savoie. We got Pasta from the Cup. We got a Shane Wright out of 5. A Lucas Raymond Shield. We got a Houndstooth. Barkov. Leon. Black and White. Like I said, I could run this stuff at auction myself. Justin Falk, that's pretty sweet. 22 at 28. From the Cup, nice little patch. Get a little bit of football there. Cutter Gauthier and Olin Zellweger Outburst. My hits from my Ultimate box. Yes, that was my hits from my Ultimate box. And really wasn't one of the worst ones I've ever seen. Push that over there. We got Relics. We got Diamond Gallery. Another Black Diamond thing. Some autos. Svechnikov. Heiskanen. Dawson Mercer. Mark Stone. We got Matty Beniers. Austin Matthews. Jamo. Shea Theodore. Cale Makar, Young Gun. Jack Eichel. Panarin. Frank Mahovlich. Another sweet one. This is a Tyler Toffoli out of 100 from Canadian Contenders patch auto. And Philip Roenick from the Cup. Don't know why I was just losing my voice there, but that's fine. Like I said, it's stuff that, it's not $1 stuff, right? Most of these are a couple dollars, even at the low end. But most of the stuff is like just stuff I don't want to deal with. Nick Schmaltz, sweet patch. Got a Jacob Markstrom, Middleton, just a Bedard base from Platinum, Kuzmenko, Stevie Y auto, Kromarchenko, Newhook, Ratty in the Outburst, Coronado, Honzak, Checklist, Color Flow, Forrester, Gunther, Ovi from Black Diamond, Connor Geeky Double Diamond. Who's that? Patty Kane. Connor Bedard, second year. Philip Forsberg out of 50. Matisse Michelli. So like I said, this is anywhere from, your $10, $20 cards. Really, should be at least a $10 card because they do charge. Everyone's different. I think like DC Sports 87, I don't think they have a big insert fee to like put the card up. But yeah, so I think the Slabsharks $3, $2-3. But every one of these cards I should make some money on. Bedard, Dylan Holloway, Will Cooley, Ovi, there's a big one. Sidney Crosby blue lines out of 35. A bunch. If you're looking for this will be going up this Thursday on Slabsharks, so it'll be ending the Thursday after. This is like an out of 15 treasure swatches for Ovi. Just a bunch of Ovi patches and stuff. Jackson Lacombe Deluxe. Pick that up for like $1, and everyone's like freaking out about him now. Alex Ovechkin Holo FX, and out of 100. Get this out of 25, and then one of the classic cards. And we'll get into the graded stuff to finish off. But I think everyone should do this once in a while. Like, once again, I could sit there and I could say, hey, I'm going to keep this, you know. I'm going to do all this. I'm going to list it myself. And it's been sitting, like some of the stuff's been sitting for a little bit. And I don't have time to go through all of it. My local card shows are done for the season. So nobody's doing a card show around me for the next couple months. So doesn't really make sense for me to think I'm going to try to sell it online where I haven't sold it online right now. I don't want to run auctions. Like I said, I just went through how many cards, right? So if I sold every card and they're all sold individually, even if you say I can pack that up in 3 minutes a card, or 5 minutes a card, or whatever you want to say. But how you pick it, do this, everything else, all the stuff. It's still a lot of minutes. So it's like 3 minutes a card, which would be pretty good. 2-3 minutes a card to pack it up, everything else, blah, blah, blah. Plus materials, plus everything else. But if I did that every time for 300 cards, say, for 100 cards, say, which is more than 100 here, but say it's 100 cards, that's 300 minutes. How many minutes in an hour, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, 60 minutes in an hour. Okay. That's hours and hours and hours. Now, is there a value to that? Sure. And once again, I usually don't mind that, but it's just the pain. And so, like, once again, when I do this, they'll all just be gone. And I don't have to worry about it anymore. Next up, we got some stuff. So we got another good one here. Connor McDavid wants to see what happens with him. 25. PSA 8 Stature Auto. The finals will be done by the time this ends. Some random baseball card I picked up. Bo Horvat out of 10 Canvas Program of Excellence. I think I could sit on this, see what happens. Probably should have shipped that out a couple weeks ago, but I didn't. Some PSA 9s of some whatever. Just PSA 8. It's because there's like a dot here. Somewheres. Where was it? I think it's that dot there. Something I didn't figure out. Card's clean otherwise. I have no idea. So like I said, it's a lot of basic stuff. Hanzak just got this back my submission. Victor Wembanyama, Brisson, Logan, PSA 7 for that. Jason Garrison, Brian Boyle. And no, I'm not selling all my Ranton and stuff. I understand there's a Ranton in there. It's more just because it's PSA 7. So I'm not going to keep a 7 in my, pile. We got, come on, Michkov, Celebrini, and Ponomarov all on PSA 9s. That's for my latest submission. Go check out that video. We got Kucherov in a PSA 10, along with a Brady Tkachuk. Highlights from that submission for sure. Actually, well, even that Ivan. We got a bomb squad of Shohei Ohtani. We got Claude Giroux. We got Seth Jones. Actually playing pretty well had some big goals for Florida. We got an Austin Matthews in the Beckett BGS 9.5. See you later. And then we got some Pokemons. We got Unbroken Bonds, Shadow, and Machamp. PSA 10, a PSA 9 of Gardevoir, and a Bulbasaur in the PSA 9. So, they're paying like 90% on graded Pokemon stuff. So, don't have a ton of graded Pokemon stuff right now. I have a lot of singles. And I have 14 cards coming back eventually in the submission. Not sure when it's actually going to show up. My sports, one that I dropped off at the exact same time, showed up. But the rest of it didn't. So that's what I'm sending off to Slabsharks. That's what I think, once again, at some point you have to weigh your time and everything else. Like I said, could I run this all at auction myself? Yes. Could I put the hours of work into it? Yes. But unfortunately, with my regular job, it's my busy season. I'm volunteering a lot because this is my volunteering season with lacrosse. So I'm busy there. Have a newborn, things that. So everything, it just all piles up. So it's, once again, you just put your time in what you want to do. So sending stuff off to consign, whoever you want to consign with. I'm not sponsored by Slabsharks. Obviously think they have a good product. That's why I'm sending them off. Want to support my buddy Sylvain and all of his stuff. So I'm going to ship it off through him. But once again, as long as you have, and every consigner is different. Like I said, I think DC Sports A7, I think they're cheaper for like your insert fees for like lower end stuff. But everyone's different. But once again, there's probably people, there might be somebody in your local area that says, hey, I will take this. I will list it all. I will give you 70% of everything that sells. And if you have lower end stuff, maybe that works. But I think we really have to get in mindsets of like, hey, like, what do I want to do with some of this stuff? Do I want to consign it? Do I want to get rid of it? Do I want to sit on it forever? But like, I just went through that list. That's like thousands of dollars. Just want to put that up. That's a lot of money for all this stuff that I've just been sitting on, which is fine if you want to. But at some point, I talked to a card shop owner the other day, and he was talking about his model now is going to be, he takes it, he puts it in the showcase at the store for the first month or so, give it the option to his local people to buy the stuff. If they don't buy it, boom, gonna send it off to get auctioned. And he said to probably use Slabsharks to do it. So, you know, once again, it's just moving inventory. So it's not just stale stuff. You know, I think a lot of shops maybe should look at that. You know, if you've had the same card sitting in your showcase at your store and it's not a crazy card. Once again, if there's, you know, a PSA 10 of, you know, a Crosby Young Gun or whatever, if you have a higher end cards and you want to sit on it, or rare cards or more niche cards, sure, fine, whatever. But there's a lot of stuff that just like sits in people's showcases at stores or at shows or everything else. You should be wanting to like kind of move this stuff. So that's my plan with this. Move it all, get rid of it, make way for other stuff. So I can collect more stuff. So I can add more stuff to the PC, or I can just relocate those funds into other cards, kind of consolidate some of the stuff. So, and even that, this is nowhere near what I have to get rid of. Just want to put that out there. I have so much stuff that has to go still, but this is like the first step. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Do you guys, it's crossed your mind lately to do this? Let me know. And if you ever consolidated or consignment, stuff like that, let me know who you used and your experiences with those companies. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. And for Eric from the bench, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.